Welcome, my valuable viewers, to part 2 of my visit to Rusinga Island. As you can see, I've arrived safely, and I'm glad that you continue watching my channel. Welcome, and thank you so much for always considering tuning into your most favorite online TV channel. This is definitely Public Desire Media TV. Any country has got our own history, and in countries in Africa, most of them, we have people who build the history of any nation. Just to mention a few, I can mention the name. When it comes to your mind, you think of certain activities that particular person has done. Let me mention Nelson Mandela. What comes in your mind? Freedom fighter against apartheid. When I talk about Kwame Nkrumah, something comes in your mind. When I talk about Thabo Mbeki, something comes in your mind. When I talk about Jomo Kenyatta, the first president of the Great Republic of Kenya, when I talk about Thomas Joseph Mboya, something great also comes in your mind. And today I've taken it upon myself, my valuable viewers, to give you what I had promised at the beginning of this particular video. Remember, Public Desire Media TV had promised to give you a story behind the story. If you ever heard a story of one politician in Kenya who was assassinated in the year 1969, in 5th July 1969, you will know that this particular person was a great politician. He was destined to change the politics of Kenya. He was a brave, brilliant person who was very, very eloquent in English. We know, we have read maybe in history books, you may have heard of somebody, Thomas Joseph Mboya. You may have known some few things about this great person. But today I'm here at his mausoleum to give you the story behind the story. So I want you, my valuable viewers, to watch this particular video right from the beginning and the tail end, because I'm in Rusinga Island to bring you the story that shapes the Kenyan history. Now I want you to join me as I take you through the story of Thomas Joseph Mboya and give you the story about his assassination and what he had planned to do for the great country of Kenya. I want you to join join this video story so that you watch this until the tail end and get the great story that shaped the Kenyan politics. If you are new in this channel, please feel at home, because this is the only channel that will give you the opportunity to watch and enjoy exact, accurate, specific, and relevant content that is meant to make you a better person in whatever you do. If you are already a Public Desire family member, that is a PDF member, thank you so much for the likes, thank you so much for the comments, thank you so much for always sharing my videos wherever you come through them. Now, I want you to watch this particular video right from the beginning and the tail end and get what we call a great, great story. Hello, how are you?
Well, I'm good.
Kindly introduce yourself to my great viewers.
I'm Tom Odhiambo.
Yes.
Tom is part of the great Ndiege family, and also part of the management of the museum.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Tom, you have been working here. This is how many years now?
This is around 16 years now.
Okay.
That I've been working here.
That's good.
I started working as a family member, but later I was absorbed or employed by the National Museums of Kenya. Now, let me take this opportunity to first welcome you at the Mboya Museum. If you are keen at the epitaph, you will notice or realize that by the time of Tom's death, Tom was only 39, and that was a very young age, and that would mean by the time of his death, Tom was still a resident within the family homestead. Now, if you are keen, you'll notice some perimeter wall. Just after the wall is where we have the family residing. That would mean that by the time of Tom's death, Tom was still a resident within the family homestead. He was still a young boy who still lives within the first house that a man builds in his father's homestead. We call it Simba. Tom Simba was standing somewhere here, just after this small gate, but it's not standing as per the Luo old culture. Now, in the Luo old culture, when somebody dies, mostly at a tender age, and leaves behind a young family, the family would sit and agree on who to take the responsibility, and that would mean there was that culture of inheritance. So after Tom's death, the family sat and agreed on Tom's brother Alphonse Okuku. Actually, Okuku was Tom's immediate follower. But now, same culture would actually dictate that if you inherit your brother's wife, you don't stay with her in the same house. And that is why Tom's first house is not standing, it was brought down. But later, a more modern house was built at the far end. Going by the African cultures, it reaches a time a man will normally have to move from his father's homestead to establish his own home. And it was unfortunate that Tom died before moving. Later, through the stewardship of both Alphonse, Tom's brother, and Pamela, Tom's wife, they managed to move Tom's family to a mainland, a place called Lambwe Valley. And that is where we today have the Tom's immediate family living. It was unfortunate we lost Pamela, Tom's wife, in 2009. But before that, in 2004, we as well lost Tom's elder son, a brilliant commercial lawyer by the name Peter Obonyo Mboya. Now, both Peter and Pamela were buried in Lambwe. We still have Tom's other remaining siblings, the likes of Justice Maureen Odero, who is a High Court judge. We have Lucas, who is a lawyer who works for ethics and anti-corruption. We have Jane, who is a nurse in UK. We have Tom Jr., who is also a lawyer who works for Transparency International. And lastly, we have Dr. Susan, who is the current global president of Coca-Cola. Now, I told you Tom still lived with the family. By the time of his death, he was still a resident within the family homestead. This wall is a bit recent. We decided to have it to give some privacy and security for the family. Tom's father was a polygamist who had 5 wives, and as we speak, we still have 4 of them living. We only lost Tom's mother. They're a bit aged, and that is why we decided to have this wall to just give them some privacy and security. Now, the museum has been here for the last around 54 years and some months, and this was a contribution from most of Tom's friends, mostly from the US and the family. Now, if you're keen at the museum or at the hall, right from the base to the tip, this takes a bullet shape just to tell the kind of death that Tom had met. We've preserved just a fraction of Tom's collections inside. The presents, gifts, awards that Tom was given in various places. A lot of them are not here just because the house could not accommodate everything. We still have a plan to put up a bigger building to supplement this so that we'll have all Tom's collections gathered together.
Okay.
Now, on the other side of the chain link is our family cemetery. But,
so we can move there?
Yeah, apart from this, we have this small grave here. This is an American friend, a Jew, but had American citizenship. William Sherman, who was a very close friend of Tom, who surprised the entire world by writing a will to the effect that in time of death, he'd want to be buried next to Tom. So Sherman died much later, 30 years after Tom's death. He actually died in the US. Sherman's body was cremated and the ashes flown and buried here. But Sherman has a big history into Kenyan's history. Remember, Tom had initiated a project called African American Student Airlift Foundation that had seen a lot of Kenyans and Africans through scholarship into different universities and colleges. Today, we celebrate the likes of Wangari Maathai, journalist Philip Ochieng, Kamotho, Saitoti, Kibaki, Onyonka, Adua Witi, Obama Senior, S.K. Macharia, and actually just a few to mention, but the list was huge. So Sherman was actually part of the major funders of the organization, but again as well became the chairperson to the organization, right?
Okay, right.
Yeah, so
now let us move inside the mausoleum to have a look at it.
Yeah, we can walk in and see a few of the collections.
So the mausoleum was built which year?
Mausoleum was built in 1971.
Oh yes.
A contribution of a donation from Tom's friends.
Okay.
All right, from the cabins, these were donations or the presents from the Kamba community where Tom was actually raised and born. Then Tom was an honorary citizen of Kansas City. This would be given to him by the mayor, and that would allow Tom to be an American citizen. Now, this was given to him by the Mombasa dock workers. There was a strike, and they wanted Tom to address them before calling off the strike. Tom became the very first patron of the Mount Kenya Safari Club immediately after the colonial government went.
Okay.
Then this is what we used before we had the ferry. This was before we had that bridge. We had the chain ferry. And this is the day Tom's body was being ferried from the mainland to the island. The ferry had two chains pegged at the legs or vice versa. So like if you want to cross, you board, then you pull this chain, then it draws you to the lake shore.
So this is the Mboya house?
Yeah, that's the hash that brought the body. Okay. On the other side is Tom's wedding certificate. Remember, Tom's wedding was on the 20th of January, 1962. And this was presided over by Bishop John McCarthy.
Oh, yes.
Then there's the famous briefcase. This is what Tom had in his hand by the time of shooting.
Wow.
A keener look may reveal some faint traces of blood stain. If you look at here keenly, you'll notice some faint traces of blood.
Yeah, I can see the faint blood stains.
Yeah, there is the Bible.
So this is the briefcase he was carrying during the time of being assassinated.
The time of assassination.
Oh yes.
The Bible is written in Hebrew, but an ivory coated. Tom's wedding was funded by the Israeli government. Wow. Then later Tom had his honeymoon in Israel, and he would be given a gift by the Israeli Prime Minister.
That's good.
Now the Kenya Navy and the Kenya Defense Force College were here in different occasions. Like the Kenya Navy were here in 1993. Then later, 3 years later, the Kenya Defense Force College were here. This is Tom's immediate family now, the children and the grandchildren.
Okay.
Yeah, then there's a souvenir nameplate from the Chinese government. There's the flag that trapped the casket. Tom had an honorary degree.
The Kenyan flag.
Yeah, that's the flag that trapped the casket.
Oh yes.
Then Tom had an honorary degree from the Roosevelt University in Chicago. There's the fly whisk. A fly whisk normally symbolizes power or authority. Okay. So the black one stood for the African color, then the white one here stood for peace, right? Yeah. Tom was a fan of music. This trophy was given to him by the Nairobi Dancing Committee as one of the best dancers.
Wow.
He had laid a foundation stone in Narosura in Narok when they were putting up a farm mechanization training scheme. Then just some months to Tom's death, he had attended the spacecraft launching in California. Now this is a special Korean gift. Queen had met Tom in UK and decided to buy him a Korean gift. This is a special Korean gift.
From the Queen
from Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth.
Yes.
So this is the gift he had received from the Queen Elizabeth.
From Queen Elizabeth.
Okay.
Then this is a special gift from the Israeli government, Adolo Moses.
Okay.
Then the Italian gave him this, and this came from India. Then we have the bowling. Tom was a member of Nairobi Bowling Club.
Okay.
Then Tom will be installed up here. He will be installed an elder in Conakry, Guinea, in West Africa.
This is what now?
This is just a gift
from Conakry, Guinea.
Yeah, Guinea.
Okay.
He actually was installed an elder.
Oh, yes.
Then there's this emblem from the Oxford University. Tom will carry home this after his successful learning in Oxford University.
That's great. That's very great narration.
Yes.
That's very great narration. Now, you told me that everything cannot fit here. So where else can you find the other architects which are remaining?
Yeah, if you visit the Nairobi archives, we have a few of Tom's collections there. And there are few that we are preserved by the family archive. Once the supplementary building is done, then we'll bring all Tom's collections in Ghana together.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Now, for somebody who may like to come to Mboya Mausoleum,
Yes.
will you please take this opportunity to direct anybody who would like to come and pay a visit here?
Right. You may have
Yes.
two ways of visiting or two ways of reaching Rusinga. That is, we have the Luanda Kotieno, that is when you come from Kisumu side, you will board a ferry at Luanda Kotieno, drop you in Beta. Then from Beta, we have two ways from the bridge. There's the right-hand side and then the left-hand side. All will direct you to the Tom Mboya Museum.
Okay.
Then there's another way from Homa Bay. From Homa Bay, you directly come to Beta. Then from Beta, you may take a boda boda, or if you are riding on your own car, or you are driving on your own car, you directly come using both the directions and the shown. Apart from that, you can use our number to call. You can book Tom Odhiambo on the number of 0701 607. No, let me check with the Airtel. That is 0785 106 171.
Okay.
Then another one is 0701 675 419.
That's good.
You can get us.
Now let us take a look at the entire place, how it looks like.
Yeah. See?
It's a nice place, serene environment.
A great history of Kenya,
Yeah.
a great history of Tom, a great history of Africa, and Tom was much far beyond Kenya and Africa, and Tom was a global figure.
Well, let me pay my respects. Hold this for me.
It's okay.
It's a great honor being here. These are among the history makers of our great country, Kenya. And being here is a big honor for me because I know he was assassinated before I was born. And it's a big favor making my way to this particular place and actually getting the history behind it. As you can see, my valuable viewers, we have come all the way from my comfort zone to come and pay the respects of this great person, Thomas Joseph Mboya, who was assassinated in the year 1969. We all know that politics is all about getting the right person in power. So this person was a politician and was nicely placed to lead the nation to greater heights. But unfortunately, his life was cut short by an assassin who is yet to be found to death. So my viewers, we are having our respects here at the Tom Mboya Mausoleum. You have been shown how to reach this particular place. If you are interested to visit this particular place, you can contact the person in charge here. We will surely be glad to receive all visitors from all parts of the world to make sure that we come and get the real story behind the story. Remember, this is Public Desire Media TV, the only online TV channel that gives you the story behind the story and also promises the historic sites that I promised you at the beginning of this particular video. This video can't be better than this. We have come to the ultimate end of this particular video. Anyway, is there anything that you'd like us to know which maybe I've forgotten?
No,
before I conclude the video.
I would just ask Kenyans that if you read the epitaph, it's written, "Go and fight like this man who fought for mankind cause, who died because he fought, whose battles are still unwon." We have a lot of battles that we are fighting as Kenyans, not physical fighting, but fighting through diplomatic to make sure that Kenya moves to the higher level of maybe understanding and other logistics.
Oh yes.
God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you so much, Mr. for taking your time.
Karibu.
Viewers, you have come to the ultimate end of this particular video. It cannot be better than this. Thank you for watching this particular video right from the beginning and the tail end. Thank you for being with me right from the time I started the journey from Kisumu town to Rusinga Island. Rusinga Island is a very famous place. You can find your way to this particular place. Also get the story behind the story. And so don't forget, when you visit this particular place, the gentleman in charge here is a kind person. Don't forget to carry something for him. Thank you. That is on a lighter note. That is on a lighter note, my valuable viewers. I know Public Desire family members, you will follow me. You will come where I've been. So make sure that you get your way here. Let's meet in the next video. Bye-bye.